So the plane crash in Virginia, I know there's a lot of speculation that it's a little sus. I saw Alex Jones said that the helicopter had been hijacked through remote control and crashed into the plane. I don't think that's the case. I think the only piece of information we need on this is that the pilot was a woman. And we can go on to the next segment. No, I'm kidding. So there's the controversy here, though, is with the air traffic control. So we know the air traffic control industry in this country is, well, I guess the department that handles it, is extremely understaffed right now, right? Which stressful job, weird hours. I get it. I understand why, right? The problem is that under the Biden administration, 3,000 air traffic control applicants were rejected by the FAA, told to not even apply for the job for no reason other than the fact that they were white. There is an ongoing lawsuit about that. Now, Mia, I don't know about you, but as someone who is afraid of flying, I personally don't care what the color or what the person who is ensuring that my plane takes off and lands safely looks like, what their gender is, where they go to church on Sunday, if they go to church on Sunday, who they fuck. None of it. Do you care? I just want my plane to land safely. You fly more than I do. I just want my plane to land safely. How about you?
I want them to be a straight white male.
That's it. That's the only thing. Well, instead of these 3,000 air traffic control applicants, the Biden administration and
can I take that back? I really don't want to joke around with shit like that.
About
yeah, I don't care who's flying.
No,
the plane
don't care. Flying, air traffic control, none of it matters. Get me where I need to be. That's all I care. I hate flying. I was finally getting over my fear of flying. The problem was I was one of those kids that was overexposed to 9/11, so I never had a snowball's chance in hell from that. I was like 6 years old, so I never had a snowball's chance in hell from the get-go. So I don't like the feeling of being suspended in the air. Does not sit well with me, specifically when there's turbulence. I was finally getting over my fear of flying, and then all of this shit starts happening. You had the plane in Philadelphia crash. I don't know what's going on. I don't think we're under attack. I think you had the FAA fucked off and the Department of Transportation fucked off for 4 years, and you had a bunch of near misses, and now you're finally seeing a couple of them. You're seeing the fruits of their labor really start to grow. We'll put it that way. But so instead of white males, the Biden administration had a real strong DEI policy trying to hire more people that fit into various subgroups so that they could be more represented in the field of air traffic control. Mia, do you want to hear how many is that? The 8 categories of people that they prioritized hiring for air traffic controllers?
No.
You may not want to fly again when you hear this. So for the last 4 years, they turned down 3,000 white people for air traffic control applications because of their race. And instead, they targeted people who suffer from dwarfism, which is, I mean, midgets they just got to sit on the control panel. They're not actually flying the plane. Okay, dwarf. All right, fine. As long as they're qualified and they can pass the test. People who had missing extremities, so missing arms, and okay, again, doesn't affect your ability or whatever. Epilepsy? Sure, you can get that under control. Mia has epilepsy. Here's where it gets a little spooky, though. Partial or complete paralysis was prioritized. Deafness. Blindness. You heard that right. Blind air traffic controllers. And the worst part is, I'm ranking these in terms of how bad I think they are. Remember, I told you there's 8. We're down to number 3 right now. So that means that the Biden administration prioritized hiring 2 groups of people to control the fucking flights in the air that were worse than blindness. Mia, who do you think we've hired? What do you think the last 2 groups are that are making sure the skies are safe for us when we travel? Any idea what categories these people fall into? None? Well, they didn't hire Asians because they saw, how they drive. They figure if they're that bad at driving, imagine how bad they must be with planes. Pearl Harbor was an accident. They're such bad drivers. But no, so the last two. Number 2, can I get a drum roll? Do we have the drum roll sound effect still? Let me get a drum roll for number 2. People who suffer from psychiatric disabilities. So are you a schizophrenic? Are you a narcissist? Are you a sociopath? Sometimes you'll just be driving your car down the street and feel like it might feel like a real good time to swerve up onto the sidewalk and just start mowing random people down. Does the sight of dead animals and children turn you on sexually? Well, air traffic control may be the career for you. That's right. If you get excited at the thought of death or killing people or causing destruction, we want you to ensure the safety of our skies. At number 1, can I please get another motherfucking drum roll? Do you want to guess what it is?
No, because I have no idea.
People... And they specified, there's 3 words to number 1 here. There's 3 words. Number 1 was not necessary unless they were specifying who they were talking about. Number 1 is an adjective that they didn't need to put in here, but they wanted to make it loud and clear, and this is from an official FAA memo, who they were prioritizing when they hired their air traffic controllers. I am not making this up. This is, as Biden would say, not a joke.
Not a joke.
This is serious. And I feel, please don't shoot the messenger, guys. Don't be mad at me for breaking this horrifying news to you if you're just now hearing this for the first time. Of the 8 groups of people the Biden administration targeted specifically to hire for air traffic controllers, the last one was people who suffer from severe intellectual disabilities. So if you've got Down syndrome, now's the time.
I'm kind of retarded.
Now's the time to control the skies. Do your part, baby. If they had to put you into a separate room when you were in elementary school because you read at a kindergarten level in the 5th grade, air traffic control is the job for you. This is what I'm talking about, being so open-minded your brains fall out. This is what I'm talking about right here. If you have to wear a helmet when you engage in physical activities to protect your soft spot, guess where you don't have to engage in physical activities? In the air traffic control office. Again, so open-minded your brains fall out. There's nothing wrong with being accepting and tolerant and making reasonable accommodations for any of these groups of people. Absolutely, you're not going to find any argument there from me. But the key word that I feel like a lot of people bastardize or just outright ignore when we talk about the Americans with Disability Act, the ADA, is reasonable. There's no reasonable person who thinks that a blind person or someone with Down syndrome should work in air traffic fucking control. No one. We ignore that part. And they prioritized it. Now, here's the problem. Here's the issue we're at now. How do you fix this if you're Donald Trump? So let's say you identify 17 people with Down syndrome working as air traffic controllers. Not a significant amount, but as we know, it only takes 1 to cause real problems. What do? You can't just say you're fired because you have Down syndrome, because now you get fucking sued. So how do you address this? You just can't say, hey, you're fired because you're blind. What do? They have to stay. Or you have to just create such a hostile work environment and make the job so difficult and they walk away on their own.
You put little obstacles in front of them so they just keep bumping
I'm
into
just
everything.
imagining these supervisors pulling their team into a meeting, being like, all right, guys, I know Jesse's got Down syndrome. We can't fire him because of that. I need all of you to bully him. Just make his life a living hell until he quits or throws himself out on the runway in front of the plane. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.